Oh, the Sazerac. Where to start with this one? I don't know really what it is. Is it a brandy cocktail? Is it a rye cocktail? I don't know. Served up, ice. Is it lemon on top? Orange? Man, every bartender is going to make it different because it is a brandy cocktail, but it's also a rye cocktail. We'll get into it. In 2008, it was crowned the official cocktail of New Orleans, which, for it to not even have a recipe that's 100% followed by people, it's a big feat. So I know I talk a lot about the cocktail, the original cocktail. Let's stick with the brandy cocktail. So you're gonna have brandy, bitters, sweetener, water. A popular variation of the cocktail, which wasn't really a variation, stop breaking any of the rules, but you were using hot water. You were making a toddy. It's because ice wasn't available throughout the year until about the 1850s. Unless you lived up by the Great Lakes where you could get ice more consistently, you were going to make hot or room temperature drinks. That's why there are so many cocktails being invented around the 1850s, because people have ice. You can stir a drink, you can shake a drink. This is what happened in New Orleans around 1850. Sazerac was born. The Sazerac was actually the name of the brandy that was used in the cocktail. So yes, it's a brandy cocktail. An infestation hit in Europe in the late 1800s that just wiped out all the crops. So we couldn't get wine, we couldn't get brandy, we couldn't get cognac, but we had plenty of rye whiskey. So now the Sazerac turned into a rye cocktail. And that's kind of where we are today. Nothing has really changed. It's a rye cocktail, but it's also a brandy cocktail. Oh, and absinthe.
So for this Sazerac, we're going to do a split base. Instead of doing just a brandy or just a rye version, we're just going to combine the two. So we'll put 3/4 of an ounce of cognac in there and 1 ounce of rye whiskey. 1/2 ounce of simple syrup, and you cannot have a New Orleans cocktail without Peychaud's bitters. So we'll put a couple dashes of Peychaud's in, and then we're going to rinse the glass with some absinthe. I'm using an atomizer just to spritz some absinthe into the glass. If you don't have that, just put maybe 1/4 ounce of absinthe in a glass, swirl it around, stick it upside down, let it drain off. Now we're going to stir this for 15 seconds and then strain it over a big old clear ice cube. And since this is a split base, I don't see why we shouldn't do a split garnish. Traditionally, it's going to be lemon expressed over the Sazerac, but we're going to go ahead and do a lemon and an orange and finish her up. So this is my take on the Sazerac. I hope you enjoy it. Thanks.